Hey everyone, I'm really excited to play Abigail next week, so I was looking very closely at all the recent footage we have for him up to this point, and I want to share what I know so far with you guys. So first off, shoutouts to Winner Stays On. They had a really long stream showing a ton of gameplay for Abigail. If you want a link to the entire broadcast, then check out the video description below. Now, first thing we should talk about is his stats. Abigail has 1100 health and 1050 stun. So this means that Abigail has the highest health in the game. It's a massive amount. The only character that even comes close is Zangief, who has 1050 health. So a 50 health difference is quite huge when you consider Abigail having a 2-bar V trigger. Alex and Birdie both have 1025 health. Abigail has a pretty good tool set for such a big, slow character. He has long range normals where many of them are cancelable. His crouching hard kick covers a ton of space, so he can quickly knock down your opponent if he's being careless from really far range. He has a couple of ways to deal with projectiles, but he'll most likely still have problems with zoners. 2 overheads are really far range as well to help open up the opponent scared of his sweep in the first place. And his jump is really low to the ground, making his cross up really good. So in this video, let's cover all of Abigail's normal attacks, his command normals, and his target combos first, so we can get as much of a head start as possible when he finally releases. Alright, let's first look at Abigail's forward dash and back dash. You can see it's a really short distance, but that might benefit him though, because he can go into a forward dash into a command throw and it looks really quick. His back dash animation is pretty hilarious, and yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to get much setups from this in terms of just dashing forward after a throw, because the distance is so short. Now let's look at Abigail's throws. His forward throw, he just simply flicks the opponent away from him. Pretty far away. I doubt he'll get throw loops in the corner, but I haven't really seen the distance for it. Abigail's back throw has him walk over the opponent and then kick him pretty far away. There's a lot of personality in this, but I can see this being annoying over time because the animations are really long. Alright, let's talk about Abigail's standing normal attacks now. Let's start with his standing light punch. This is an anti-air actually, and it starts up pretty fast. I think it's around 5 frames. And you can special cancel out of it, which means you can cancel it into his run and then go for a grab if you use it as an anti-air. And it also leads into his target combo, which is standing light punch, light punch. Alright, let's talk about standing medium punch now. This is pretty much going to be one of Abigail's best normal attacks. You definitely want to use this close. It seems really plus on block and it's really plus on hit. You can link it to a standing light kick afterwards, or a crouching light punch, or even a back hard punch command normal. You can special cancel out of it as well. Now we have Abigail's standing hard punch. You cannot special cancel out of this, but it is one of his crush counters. In fact, all of his hard normals are crush counters, and the range is pretty decent on it. But since it's so slow and it's probably really unsafe, this will be your primary crush counter since it puts them into a crumpled state. Moving on to standing light kick, it seems to start up in 4 frames, which is pretty fast, and it also links into crouching light kick. And even though the range doesn't look too good, it seems to be good for setting up tick throws. Now we have Abigail's standing medium kick. You cannot special cancel out of it, and it's quite slow, and the range doesn't seem that good. And even on the stream they said they weren't really sure what it's for, so I'm not sure either. Okay, now we have Abigail's standing hard kick. The range is pretty huge. It causes a knockdown. It's super slow and super unsafe on block, but it's also one of Abigail's crush counters, and it causes a knock up as a crush counter. Alright, let's talk about crouching attacks now. Let's start with his crouching light punch. It's a 4-framer, and the range is huge. This reminds me of like Zangief's crouching light punch. It looks really good. It leads into his target combo, which is crouching light punch, and you're going to be using this a lot in matches, I think. Now this is Abigail's crouching medium punch. I think this is another one of his best normal attacks you're going to be using. First off, you can special cancel from it, which is insane for how huge the range is. It reminds me of Rufus's crouching hard punch. Next up we have crouching hard punch. You can use this as an anti-air, but it's a little on the slow side, so I don't see it being too practical. It's also a crush counter that causes a knock up, and I think you'll mostly use this for juggles, especially after like an EX command grab, for example. You use this to juggle into your machine gun punch. Okay, crouching light kick, like I said before, it links from a standing light kick and you can cancel out of it. I'm actually pretty surprised on how many normals Abigail has that you can cancel out of. Now you're looking at Abigail's crouching medium kick. Pretty decent range for a low attack, and you can also special cancel from this. Doesn't seem to cause much pushback either. Okay, now let's talk about Abigail's crouching hard kick. There's a lot to talk about here. First off, Abigail rolls forward and it covers a lot of ground. It's really good for catching your opponent who's really far away from you. It does 2 hits total. The first hit does not hit low. Only the second hit hits low and then causes a knockdown. Abigail moves pretty quickly, so you can use it to dodge things, for example Vega's wall dive maybe. And the benefit of it not knocking down on the first hit is that you can V-trigger cancel it and use it for a lot of combos or following up with something, such as after Abigail's V-skill. Alright, jumping normals now. Abigail's jumping light punch, clearly an air-to-air. Doesn't seem to be good when you're jumping in on your opponent, but it is quite fast. This is Abigail's jumping medium punch. It seems to have really good range for its speed. Next up we have Abigail's jumping hard punch. This is mostly used as an air-to-air, but it's really slow. But if you manage to hit your opponent in the air, it puts them into a juggle state, and you can follow up with something such as a forward hard punch. Okay, let's talk about Abigail's jumping light kick now. Unlike his jumping light punch, you can use this air to ground, and it's good for setting up tick throws. Next up we have Abigail's jumping medium kick. This is his cross-up jumping attack, and it's actually really good considering how low Abigail's jump is. You can make this quite ambiguous after your opponent is knocked down and you're standing right by him. Okay, this is Abigail's jumping hard kick. This is probably going to be your main jumping hard normal that you're going to be using, considering his jumping hard punch seems more of an air-to-air. The range doesn't seem that good for a hard normal, but it is what it is. Alright, let's talk about command normals now. This is Abigail's forward medium punch. This is an overhead. It's your typical -6 on block, but you can link after it if you land a counter hit, and the range on this is massive. Okay, now we're looking at forward hard punch. This is an anti-air attack. It also whiffs on crouchers, and it gets buffed in V-trigger where you can charge it. It's also one of the main normals you use to juggle your opponent afterwards, such as a jumping hard punch. It seems to have extra juggle properties, or after an EX command grab after the wall bounce. Finally, we have Abigail's back hard punch. You'll be using this normal a lot. First off, it comes out really fast. You can link this from a standing medium punch. You can special cancel from it, and one of its main uses is that it nullifies projectiles. You also gain super meter just like Zangief's headbutt does. In V-trigger you can also charge this normal, and it leads into one of his main target combos, which is back hard punch, hard punch. Okay, let's talk about Abigail's target combos now. He has 3 of them. Let's start with standing light punch, light punch. You can special cancel after the second hit. Now we have crouching light punch, light punch. Pretty much the same deal as the standing light punch, light punch. You can special cancel after the second hit. Finally, we have back hard punch, hard punch. This is one of your main target combos. It comes out really fast because it starts from a back hard punch. You cannot special cancel after the second hit, but you can super cancel from it. And I see this mostly being used for juggle combos, for juggle follow-ups, especially after a V-trigger cancel. And that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you think of Abigail's toolset so far. Are you guys impressed? It's tough to say how strong he will be when he finally releases, but so far, it's looking pretty good. He at least looks really fun to play, so we have that. If I have extra time, I'll be sure to break down all of his special attacks and how his V-trigger works exactly in my next video. Don't forget to like the video, guys, and be sure to subscribe to the channel, as of course I'll keep you guys posted on more fighting game news in the future. So till then, guys, take care.